like it's kind of like, but can you blame them though? No, that's what I'm saying. Can you blame them? Because at some point, women are gonna be like, man, I'm not gonna be waiting on this dude to get what I want. I'm gonna utilize what I got to get what I want. I ain't waiting on you.
Right.
And what happens when that happens?
I would love to elaborate on that and then give a different spectrum of what I see too. Like
Go ahead.
y'all know the stigma where who is like you who you are referring to it uh uh a woman you just said it. I lost my train of thought a little bit, but um damn, I lost my train of thought, yo.
Take some time.
Uh,
Take some time. Take some time. We gotta hear
what's
that.
Okay.
what's up? I'm in the bad area too. Hold on a second.
All right.
So, y'all, you both don't feel like it can be done right, basically?
What, talking about polygamy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has to be like I feel like what is the goal? What is the reason why bringing everybody together?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
For
Right.
like the
what?
main thing. Because the thing is, like, whatever the goal that the man has, whatever the woman has, can they get that goal without including another female as a wife? Can they hire those people? Can you like be like, hey man, I need a babysitter. Hey, I need you to clean the floor. Hey, I need you to do that. Can they hire those people? I think when you bring another woman
About
into the
community
situation,
and
she got to do something more extraordinary, or even evenly extraordinary as the woman that you already got. Like the one woman that you already got has to be able to learn some new shit from the new woman, and she should be from another culture. She shouldn't be from the same culture. She should be like Asian or some other culture. So from Dominican Republic or something, or from Venezuela, or from Australia, to make it
so
a
hold on.
multicultural situation.
Could polygamy being done right, could it be more like the women are the ones like running it, like they're the ones like
Mhm.
saying like this is what we need to do, like somebody's going to be ahead of certain things like finances and like how what to get at the
Yes.
grocery things and stuff, the
Yeah.
duties and responsibilities, but somebody's going to be organizing it, or people or multiple women be organizing it, making sure if there is someone else that they invite in, like the women the one running it, and the man
Right.
the
Right. 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 It's like
right.
how the Nigerian dude said that. He said that too. He said the women are women living like queens.
You said what?
The Nigerian guy said the women are living like queens. They say the wives ain't being the babysitter. They hiring babysitters. That's what
Right.
he said. He said they
Yeah,
getting people to go get
that
the groceries. The wives ain't getting the groceries.
Well, that makes sense if it's a family, if it's certain people that you can trust and stuff like that, because that's it's about polygamy, but it's also about like the community, like having people around that can help with the kids, like the village raising the kids type thing.
Right, 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 right. But nowadays they have daycares though, and nowadays too you have your own family members sometimes, right?
Huh?
Nowadays you really have your own family members. Like I said, if I'm marrying to somebody, and I'm not just marrying a woman, I'm marrying her whole entire family damn near. So that means that I should be able to go to her sister and be like, watch little Jimmy. I don't need another wife to do
Exactly.
that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it just for what? When you can just have a community of families, a community of couples come together and
Yeah.
build a community, an actual community, and within that community, like you said, you have your sister over here that's next door to you, and you need to do ABC, and you work together as sisters. Not you don't have to be sister wives to be sisters.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And
Right.
raise those kids as a community.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah. And nowadays, I think just like the African guy said, you got to separate those women because of the emotional stuff. He said, like he was saying, like if you don't tend to the emotional needs of each wife, he said they're going. He said out his mouth that they're going to try to kill you. They're going to do something to you. So it's kind of like hard. It's really hard. Like I think for a woman too to be able to like say this dude is in there having sex or spending time with the girl and all that stuff, and he's really saying the same thing to her that he's saying to her. It's going to affect her eventually. You know what I'm saying? If it don't affect you emotionally, that means you're a slave.
Thank you, MD.
Absolutely.
And you brought me back full circle. If you doing if first of all, the way I grew up is and I'm gonna say a curse word, is don't be bitch made.
Right.
You know, because one, if you are taking value away from the other aspects of your life and focusing in on the sexual aspect. Your name is Adidas. All day I dream about sex.
Oh, yeah,
You,
you
your
remember that?
whole,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, your whole thing is sexually oriented, sexually based. Like Sigmund Freud is not correct. You know, we are humans. We have the largest prefrontal cortex than any other animal on the planet. So we
Mhm.
can't really say, well, the animals is doing it, so we can do it. No, we have enough intellect to evaluate, assess, and plan
Mm,
out how we're going to do it. You
right.
know, this is why we have cell phones. So it's something old, saying that something is old and all that. Look, people been they y'all know people been doing stuff that they do to attract the opposite sex. This is natural, and when the natural is focused in on not correctly, it becomes unnatural. It
Mhm.
becomes reprobate of what is natural, and it very much like,
Reprobate. Man,
I mean,
there it is right there.
Yeah,
it is,
keep going.
and even in its reprobateness, even in it being a mutation of the original, there may be some solace found. So, I mean, like the boy polyandry, if that's what he wants to do, then I hope everybody is consenting, and I hope he's not pulling the wool over his eyes. But he hasn't enough information to convince me what he is saying is valid, and I want
Hmm.
for him to give me a valid reason as to why he feels the way he does, and he hasn't done that.
Right, right, right,
And I
right,
don't
right.
think that his fortitude, and not because of his practices, as far as polyandry, but because of his thought process.
Mm,
His thought process is somewhat detached from reality. And a lot of people try. It is, you had me cracking up because when y'all pointed out all the different shades of what's going on, is because we dealing with the truth. And see,
right.
if you are modeling everything that you do because of a sexual interest, you're retarded. You're
Mm,
retarded. Whether you're a male, whether you're a female, whether you are whatever non cisgender, being a human, you fail yourself when you don't know yourself. And
mm,
somebody else can tell you this is the safe haven. You can come get your AIDS test because they're going to dress the part and look the part. And they're dressing the part and looking the part as a lion in the bush dressing the part and looking the part. They're
mm,
not a lure of you can be liberated by what I have to offer. They actually want to harm you by consumption. They want to consume you. So they're giving you
Mm-mm.
what to believe, and it's just like, if I was to take what he's saying at face value, I can also take what the brother from Nigeria was saying at face value. You can't convince me that what they do in Nigeria is beneficial for my situation. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So
mhm,
I understand everything that you're saying, and it's coming from a deep generational cultural base. And I'm sure that everything that you're saying doesn't apply to all Nigerians. However, you're giving me a schematic to look at, for what you're saying. You're giving me a schematic to look at, and partly what I know about Nigeria and Nigerians is somewhat it's true, with
right.
the broad brush for 85% of Nigerians. And this in itself to me is intriguing because it points out the intricacies of the psyche, of how man treats woman in a relationship, and just overall what is given and taken, what is accepted and rejected in a relationship in Nigeria, as opposed to the black man and black woman and on the whole. And the
Hmm.
polyandry dude, he put some pretty good stuff out there, but I would much more be inclined to somebody telling me about their cultural experiences, because Polyandry is it what he's trying to make it is not what the actual definition is. You know,
Mm.
Mhm.
he if anything, you're the polyandry king. Your life should define that name. You know, and I give you the opportunity to define your name before I make any judgments. Now, if you've spit forth these fallacies, you've given me a reason to be judgmental. And now I'm going to see what is obvious and what I don't have to judge based on what you say. And a lot of people they have yet to get to this level of conversation when it comes to poly things. But let's talk about it because outside of the sexual aspect, it's just a relationship.
Mm.
So when people talk about polygamy, they are telling you something. They're telling you their interests. You know,
Mm.
just like Nature Boy. He's telling you his interests, but what he's showing you is the lore. He's giving you the dress and the look. How you gonna tell me that you want a natural sister and her natural mind, but you trimming your fucking eyebrows?
Mm.
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 You trimming your face? You for
Mm.
sure, you're bitch made. You're just surround. You're putting it. You're making all of this just for sex, and you're using the truth to draw people in for something stupid.
Mm. Mm.
Sex. That's only a small part of your being. They'll never
Mm.
grow. They'll only be captivated. They'll only be
Mm.
convicted and convinced.
Mm.
That's the only way that they can live. And a lot of us are preconditioned to have a middleman, to have a Jesus. We even believe in Santa Claus when it's our parents. The answer is
Right.
right
Right.
there. But we are not willing to give, the messiahship to the people that are right next to us that we love. We rather give it to some God in the sky or some, and we're conditioned like this. So when people offer that, I got the alkaline solution, and you talking to a fucking virologist,
Mm.
you they're gonna see it from their perspective and let you know, sis, you don't want to join it. That what that man is talking is he's a huckster. That's bullshit. He's
Mm.
aligning information to suit his situation. He's not interested in the truth. And it's the same
Mm.
thing that Nature Boy is doing. And if the brother from Nigeria is going to tell me that his situation is the truth, then that's not so, because you don't know my situation to make that
Mm.
assumption. And
Mhm.
that's why every time
Mhm.
you opened your mouth, MD, it was in contradictory movement and in inquisitive movement. And see, like, that's what we do. We do a lot of talk, and we don't really know the structure of what we say.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And then when you try to help somebody think or question them about their own beliefs, I got to go now. I got to go.
Man, as soon as I asked him, like, so, sir, if I may.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
oh, I was supposed to be on this call 11 minutes ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You actually counted
bro,
11 minutes.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, people fill you up with frivolous facts to distract you. You know,
Mm.
and that's what your enemies use. They use the truth. They use these things to distract you. And he's just fishing because
Or
I added
versions
him and
or
I followed
versions
him.
of the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And I followed him, and I hope he does uh, be successful in his polyandry. But he's going to have to be real with himself, because what came from himself was a contradiction that he couldn't explain.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
we
Right. Right.
we
Right.
know where you headed, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I love my people, and if that's what he wanted to do in his pursuit of happiness, we are here in America, have at it. But don't try to fill my people with the bullshit, because we gonna question you.
Right. Right. Right.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to quit. We're gonna have to challenge that man. Like seriously.
Yeah. And I welcome challenges. I love it. Challenge me, because I
Mm.
know I'm gonna be better because of it. You know what I mean? I
Right.
like that challenge. What
Exactly.
the hell, we looking for people that we supposed to control, and we can't even fucking control ourselves? So when you can't control yourself, you get a whole bunch of lies and then control them. So you living lies. Nature Boy is a
That
living lie.
that's it right there. That's it right there. No self-discipline whatsoever, no self-control, no sense of even self-respect for that matter. But
Yeah.
then you want to take a bunch of, and that's what MD, that, like, I was avoiding saying his name the whole time, but I got the feeling that you knew that that's who I was referring to the entire time. But
Oh,
like that, like it's that whole perversion of something that seems familiar to people. You know,
yeah.
you have now the black community is in terms of consciousness higher than ever before, I would say, in terms of like just consciousness and people really seeking for spirituality and truth and something that the search is on. Like people are really looking, they're searching. And so then you have somebody like him who comes along and capitalizes on that in the worst way possible. In the worst way possible.
Hmm.
And so you get a bunch of young people that want to belong to something that matters.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right.
And you make them feel like they're a part of something,
I gotta recharge.
right?
I
Mhm.
get you. I get what you're saying.
But you don't let them see the fine print. You call them your wives publicly, but you treat them like slaves.
Right, right, right,
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? Or you call them your disciples, but you're sleeping with them. I think the most disgusting thing I've heard is him referred to those women as his daughters, but
Mm.
you're having anal sex with all of them.
Oh no.
So what does that
Yeah.
what does that say? What does that mean?
Mm.
Right. That's so.
I would never want a man that's sleeping with me to
Hmm.
refer to me as his daughter
Right.
Mm.
Crazy.
or even his student.
Mm.
Right.
You mean to tell me you gonna call me your student after you just put your black?
Right, right.
Mm-mm.
Sad because they do it all for sex. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
do it
all
all for
it's
sex.
Definitely a
all
sex
for
demon.
it's all for sex.
You
It's
know,
all it's all for sex. There's absolutely nothing else productive
Hmm.
about that. I literally watched him, now that Malia is back with him and he was doing this queening thing, and she decided to turn the crown down and instead share it with everybody. And do you know instead what he proposed? Okay, instead, monthly, we're going to let the people decide who's the queen of the month. What?
That's just crazy.
That's
Real? That shit happened for real?
Yesterday.
it's
Damn.
unbelievable.
what
Unbelievable.
That's
better
just
way to
wild.
exploit another human being? I mean,
Yeah.
he already had him online doing fellatio on him, so
Mm.
Thank you.
you're
Yes.
exploiting your people that you supposedly love. And
Right.
the sun doesn't exploit us. It gives to us without question. It cares
Mm.
not of our praise. It doesn't look
Mm.
for reciprocation or clout.
Right.
And, and, and here's the next thing. You're teaching, this like woke consciousness type teaching, right? But almost you're living Christianity almost to a T, because you're preaching almost exclusively out of the Bible. You're calling yourself the Christ, and all of your principles are biblical.
You sound like a white slave master from the 1800s.
Right. Mm.
Yeah.
Like for real, if you really like look at the whole hookup of it, it's really like a slave master from them days. You just doing it to black people. Just a black dude doing the same thing the white dudes were doing to black people back then. It's really
Mm.
Straight up.
I could make a lot of comparisons to that shit.
So now Zoka's baby is mysteriously gone, and now that the baby's gone, suddenly Zoka's not over there with Solar no more. Now she's with him.
Mm.
What?
Right?
But he was plotting that the whole time. You know that. Mm-mm. It's ridiculous.
What? You see what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
I was
crazy.
watching. There's this special on Netflix called Seduced
Mm-hmm.
about a cult. And when
Is that
I
the Tyler Perry
say
joint?
no,
Tyler
it's
Perry?
a documentary called
Oh, I know you're talking about
Seduced.
the white dude. The white dude. The white dude.
You saw it?
No, I just heard about it called Nexum or something like that. I heard about it though.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
Nexium.
yeah. I heard about it. Yeah, I never
Oh my God. The model is to a T. I feel like Nature Boy studied this dude. Like
watched it.
it's literally to a the way that it's insane. It's insane.
Mm,
But that's the problem that I have, that I feel like, and then people say stuff like, well, why are we concerned? Why are we concerned with what's going on over there? Um, because those are our women.
right.
How come all black women are all of our women until something like this happens, and then it's time to mind our business?
Right.
Mm.
Just my
Until it's actually time to treat them like they belong to us, they're ours. But when it's actually time to treat them like they belong to us, and what I mean by that is treat them like they belong to us, as in, how the hell would I handle this if it was my kid? Like, I hate when people say, well, they over there because they want to be. If that was your daughter, would that be your logic?
Mm-hmm.
right.
If that was your little sister, because they're all little girls. I don't care what. Yesterday, he had them all say their age. These are all adults. They're, early 20s, but when you think about how long they've been with them, he got them when they were children. They're
Mm,
like, okay, they're like early 20s, 23, 21. Okay, and if they've been with him for 3 years, how old were they when he got them?
Mm. Facts.
yeah, yeah. The
Then
only
you
thing
have the
probably really
one.
ended up happening because of that, dude. Probably because the only way the white people, only way something's going to end with that dude is if it has to do something with white people. If a white person is over there and some stuff, if he had a bunch of white girls doing that shit, they would have ended him a long time ago. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
agree.
yeah, you know what I mean? That type of thing. But by it being black people, it's kind of like, what I mean, we got to look at, you got to look at the culture. The culture is always say white people are the enemy of us and all that. We take it back to slavery. So I just look on the white person perspective. I just like, okay, white people probably saying like, you don't want to call the police to help you out with your problems. You want to handle it yourself. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to call us to do this. You want to handle it yourself. We gonna go do some other shit over here. We gonna give you what you want. So handle that, dude. That's how I
But
be looking at that shit.
I do feel like he's something that I do feel like he is something that the community should be dealing with. Straight up.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like as a community, black men, like real black men, should be dealing with him.
yeah.
Straight
Mm-hmm.
up.
But the only way
But
you're gonna deal, the
like
only
here,
way you're gonna deal
but
with him
let me
like real black people gotta be different.
can I say something
Go
else
ahead.
that bothers me in the black community? We
Right.
talk about these girls and we say stuff like, well, they grown, they over there, they young, they stupid, they young, but they still grown. In the black community, we are so ignorant to, and by ignorant I don't mean like ignorant. I'm talking about ignorant as in unlearned, as in uneducated.
Mm.
We are very unlearned when it comes to um somebody being mentally enslaved and manipulated and in somebody's grip. We are also completely unaware of the, or not unaware, but I don't know if we're just blind to it, or if we just choose not to care about the fact that the frontal lobe is not finished developing until we're 25 years old, and that's for any human being. So the part of our brain that's responsible for judgment, for good decision making, and for all the rest of that is not even finished developing. And then you put a still developing mind in the hands of a predator, it's not fair to look at them as, we gonna look at them as grown women, right? But if it's our daughter, we gonna look at it as a little girl. If it's
Mm-hmm.
my 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old daughter, she's still a baby. But when it's somebody else's daughter, she's grown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that about?
Right.
Yeah, somebody gotta get stopped. But that's the only. But the only way. But not to put it on the airway. But we all know as black people, we know how to stop people like that. We just can't talk about it the way we can talk about it. Like you know how to stop people like that. We've been all been in the hood. We all been in these neighborhoods and everything growing up. We got niggas that's out of control. Certain brothers got to stop them the way they need to stop them. That's all it is. It's just gonna take that courage.
And
So,
that, like, this whole, okay, we call them adults until they make wrong decisions. What? Like, we what?
What I
We
was saying was,
Nobody has called them adults from day
yeah,
one.
but this guy is giving the rhetoric that they're grown, they knew what they was doing, even though they're
Ex-
legally an adult, they don't
that's
know
still like,
what they're doing.
exactly,
They can
exactly,
see what it is, but to know comes with experience. You don't know what manipulation looks like unless you've seen it multiple times over. You
exactly,
don't know what it looks like. People find uh they glamorize possession. When a man or a woman say, "No, I don't want you to do that," they think that, oh,
he
they
loved
want me
me,
for real.
yes,
Yeah, they like
That's
me.
backwards.
It's like, this is that
Right.
situation. You don't know that that's not good behavior
Right.
to deal with. They don't know shit. Okay, they haven't lived long enough to really know how to spot when somebody like him is the wrong person to be around.
exactly. And Chris, these moms need to do better with their daughters. Like, we are their moms
Right.
collectively.
And me,
We
I
are
have an
their
18-year-old
moms.
year old. I can tell you right now, I've been telling my daughter things like, your body is your temple. You need to speak up for your vagina. You need to make sure that you don't follow people because they want to do something. You're doing what you want to do always. I've been telling her this stuff
Yes,
since she was 6. Okay, so much so my to her like she a teenager. She doesn't understand. She's
yeah,
exactly.
even though I've told her all that since